Hello everyone, today I read about listen the rains. It's 5 o'clock and Alan is driving his motorcycle in San Francisco. He is driving down Van Ness Street and comes to a stoplight. A red ferry pulls up, pulls up next to him. He drives wearing dark sunglasses. He looks over at Alan. Alan looks at him and realizes that the right is Tom Cruise. Tom sneezes at Alan. He says, when the light turns green, let rains. Alan says, alright, you're wrong. Tom says, I'm gonna smoke you, sucker. Alan says, you wish. He gonna bet you and your sorry ass car. Alan and Tom wait at the light. They rest their engine. Suddenly, the light turns green. Alan and Tom take up. They run down Van Ness at top speed. Tom is winning, but suddenly, blue and red light appear behind Tom. Behind Tom is the police. They pull him over. They pull him over. Alan zoomed past Tom, laughing. He yelled, better luck next time. Alan is the winner. Continue. I will answer the question Ministry A for listen the rain.
At 5 o'clock, Alan was riding his motorcycle. Was Alan riding his car?
No.
Or was Alan riding his motorcycle?
Alan driving a motorcycle.
Of course, Alan was riding his
Or
motorcycle.
riding motorcycle.
Where was Alan riding his motorcycle?
Van Ness Street, San Francisco.
In
San
San
Francisco.
Francisco.
Yeah, it's San Francisco.
Alan was riding his motorcycle in San Francisco. When was he riding?
At 5 o'clock.
At 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, Alan was riding his motorcycle
Yeah.
in San Francisco. He was riding down Van Ness Street and came to a stoplight. Who was riding down Van Ness Street?
Alan was riding down Van
Alan
Ness
was
Street.
riding down Van Ness Street. What was he riding on?
Van Ness Street.
On a motorcycle. He
on
was
motorcycle.
riding
Yeah,
on
sorry.
his motorcycle. Was he riding down Market Street?
No, he driving
No.
down Van
not
Ness
Market
Street.
He wasn't riding down Market Street. Was he riding down Lombard Street?
No, he wasn't
No.
driving down
Wasn't riding down Lombard Street.
number street.
He was riding down Van Ness Street.
Yeah.
When? When was he riding down Van Ness Street?
At 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, he
At 5 o'clock.
he
At
was
5 o'clock.
driving down Van Ness Street.
He was riding down Van Ness Street. Who was riding down Van Ness Street?
Alan driving down Van Ness Street.
Alan. Alan was riding down Van Ness Street
Yeah.
at 5 o'clock. Was he in a truck?
No.
He wasn't in a truck.
He was
He
on
was
his
on
motorcycle.
His motorcycle. And he came to a stoplight.
Yeah.
Did Alan come to a go light?
No.
No.
He come
Didn't
to
come
a
to
stop
go
light.
light. He came to a stop light.
To a stop light.
We never say go light. We only say stop light. Who came to a stoplight?
Alan. Alan came to a stoplight.
Alan, of course. Alan came to a stoplight. What was he on when he came?
He on a
stoplight.
motorcycle when he came a
A
stoplight.
motorcycle. He was on a motorcycle when he came to a stoplight. Where was the stoplight?
Van Ness Street. Stoplight in Van Ness Street.
On Van Ness Street. The stoplight was on Van Ness Street.
Yeah, stoplight was
Was the
on Van Ness
stoplight
Street.
on Embarcadero Street?
No. The stoplight
Or
was on
Was the stoplight on Van Ness Street?
stoplight was on Van Ness Street.
Van Ness, of course, Van Ness. The stoplight was on Van Ness Street.
Yeah.
Who was at the stoplight?
Alan. Alan was
Alan
stop
was
a
at
stoplight.
the stoplight. Which city was Alan in? In San Francisco, of course.
Yeah. In San Francisco.
Alan was in San Francisco. Where is Van Ness?
Van Ness in San Francisco.
Van Ness Street is
Is-
in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Of course, Van Ness Street is in San Francisco.
Is in.
Is Van Ness Street in New York?
No.
Or
Ah.
is Van Ness Street
Van Ness
in
Street
San
is
Francisco?
in San Francisco.
Well, of course, Van Ness Street is in San Francisco. Where was Alan riding?
Alan driving on Van
He
Ness
was
Street.
riding
Driving down Van
on
Ness
Van Ness Street
on Van Ness.
in San Francisco. And he came to a stoplight.
Yeah. He
A
came
red Ferrari pulled up next to him. Did the red Ferrari pull up behind him?
No. The
No,
ferry
not
don't
behind
pull up
him. The
next to
red
him.
Ferrari
Behind
pulled
him.
up next to him.
Yeah.
What pulled up next to Alan?
A red ferry. Red ferry next
A
pull
red
up next.
Ferrari.
Red ferry
A red
pulls up
Ferrari
next to him.
pulled up next to Alan. Did Alan pull up next to a red Ferrari?
No.
No. Alan didn't
Alan.
pull up next to a red
A
Ferrari.
red ferry pulls up
A
next
red
to him.
Ferrari
To Alan.
pulled up next to him.
Chôn tôi.
Where did the red Ferrari pull up next to Alan?
At Van Ness Street.
At a
The red
stoplight.
ferry pulls up next to Alan at
On
Van Ness Street.
At a stoplight on Van Ness Street, a red Ferrari pulled up next to Alan. Was Alan in a red Ferrari?
No. Alan
No.
Isn't-
Alan wasn't in a red
wasn't
Ferrari.
in a
He
red
was
ferry.
on a motorcycle. Alan was on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
What did the red Ferrari do?
The red ferry pulls up next to him.
It pulled up next to Alan.
Next to
The
Alan.
red Ferrari
Sorry.
pulled
to
up
Alan.
next to Alan. The driver was wearing dark sunglasses.
Yeah.
So, Alan was wearing dark sunglasses.
No.
No, not Alan. Alan wasn't wearing
wearing
dark sunglasses.
dark sunglasses.
Who was wearing dark sunglasses?
Tom Cruise.
The driver
The
of
driver.
the Ferrari. The driver of the Ferrari was wearing dark sunglasses, not Alan. The driver looked over at Alan. Did the driver look behind Alan?
No, the driver looked
No.
looked
He looked
over to Alan.
at Alan. Who looked over at Alan?
The driver.
The driver
The
of
driver.
the Ferrari looked over at Alan. Did Alan look over at the driver?
Yes, Alan looked at the
Yes, he
driver.
did. Alan also looked over at the driver. Who was the driver?
Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise
Cruise.
was
Tom
driver.
Cruise was the driver. Alan looked over at the driver and realized that the driver was Tom Cruise. Who was the driver of the Ferrari?
Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise was driver
Cruise.
on
Tom Cruise
Red Ferrari.
was the driver of the Ferrari. Who was the motorcycle rider?
Alan. Alan was motorcycle driver.
Alan. Alan was the motorcycle rider. And Tom Cruise was the driver. Looked over at Alan. Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise
Looked
looked over
over
at
at
Alan. What was Tom Cruise wearing?
Tom Cruise was dark sunglasses.
Tom Cruise was wearing
Was
dark sunglasses. Was Alan wearing dark sunglasses?
No, Alan just
No, he
wearing
wasn't.
sunglasses.
Alan wasn't wearing dark sunglasses. Tom Cruise was wearing dark sunglasses. And he
Was-
looked over at Alan. Tom sneered at Alan. Oh no.
No,
Did Tom
Alan.
smile? No, he didn't. Tom didn't smile. He sneered at Alan. Was Tom friendly and nice?
No,
No, he wasn't
Tom was
friendly,
friendly
and nice.
and nice.
He sneered at
he
Alan.
at Alan.
Did Alan sneer at Tom Cruise?
Yes,
Or-
Alan.
Did Tom Cruise sneer at Alan?
Tom sneered at Alan.
Well, Tom Cruise sneered at Alan. After he sneered, what did Tom Cruise say? Well, he
His
said,
face.
when the light turns green, let's race. After he sneered at Alan, Tom Cruise said, when the light turns green, let's race.
Yeah.
Did Tom want to race?
Yes,
Yes,
Tom.
of course. He has a Ferrari.
Tom went to race. To the
He
ring.
wanted to race. Alan said, all right, you're on. Did Alan agree to race Tom?
Yeah, Alan agreed. Tom.
Yes, he agreed. He said, you're on. Did Tom say, you're on? No, Tom didn't say, you're on. Alan said, you're on. Alan agreed to race. Who said, you're on?
Yeah.
Alan. Alan said, you're on.
Alan said, "Oh,
What did Alan agree to do?
the rain. To rain." Alan
race.
agreed to
Alan
rain. Tom.
agreed to race
To-
Tom. He said, you're on. Tom said, I'm gonna smoke you, sucker.
Yes.
Did Tom say he would beat Alan?
No,
Yes, he did. He said, I'm gonna smoke you. I'm gonna beat you. Did Tom say he would win?
No. Yes, he said he
would
would
win. He
win.
said, I'm gonna smoke you. Who was Tom gonna smoke?
Alan. Tom were
Tom was
gonna
gonna
mock
smoke
Alan.
Alan.
Mock Alan.
Was Tom gonna smoke Schwarzenegger?
No, Tom was
No. Tom wasn't gonna smoke
smoke
Arnold
Alan.
Schwarzenegger. Tom was gonna smoke Alan. Gonna smoke Alan. No. He wasn't gonna smoke Alan at football or soccer. He was gonna smoke Alan in a race. In a race. He was gonna smoke Alan in a race. Was Tom nice and polite? No, he said, sucker. He